What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Layne and I'm a nurse and nurse practitioner student. And in this video, I am very excited because fall has finally begun and it's one of my favorite seasons. And I have my little fall cup. I don't even know if you guys can read this. I don't know if it's gonna show up backwards or not, but it's like my little fall feels cup. Got my tea that I'm wishing was some warm apple cider, but it's okay. But when I think about fall, I think about the leaves changing and sweater weather and boots, and everything is just like crisp. But also with that, it's like back to school, and that can bring a lot of stress too. So in this video, one thing I kind of want to talk about is paying for NP school and how do you get your budget together, and scholarships, how can you make this thing happen? Because something I also think about in fall is the holidays are coming and I need to get my money right so that I'll be able to actually enjoy some of the festivities. So I hope this video helps you. If you're thinking like me, how am I gonna get this financial situation together and pay for school? Or if you're not in school yet and you're just thinking ahead, how would you even make this happen for you? I hope this video helped you. All right, let's get into today's video. So one of the main ways that I've seen people pay for NP school is really just working straight through school, whether that be PRN, part-time, full-time, whether that be working like a regular staff position and in the inpatient world, working outpatient in primary care perhaps, or working as a contractor or travel nurse. And so you can really try to finesse like a patchwork of either of these depending on where you are in your program. So I've seen more people towards the beginning of their nurse practitioner education to work full-time, but then once clinicals start getting really intense, it gets harder and harder to do that. So where I am now, I'm in my fourth year, my final year of nurse practitioner school, and I'm seeing most of my classmates are doing like 1 to 2 days per week working. And you know, that could be really helpful for you. I know that some people also did like the travel nurse thing, even if they took like, they were working maybe as staff to begin with, and then for the summer or during the holidays or whenever they saw a good contract, they worked maybe 1 or 2 contracts as a travel nurse when they were still able to do like 3 days a week, depending on where they were in their program. And so with that, they were able to save a lot of money and just keep all of that and then be able to use it throughout the school year when they either cut back to PRN or they decided that they didn't want to work at all during clinicals. So think about where you're working, what you're able to do in terms of just your regular day job, and seeing if maybe you can save some more funds and kind of finesse that. But that's one of the most fundamental ways that you can make some money to help pay for school. Also with that, if you're fortunate enough, you might be working for an employer that has some tuition remission. And this was major. I actually did this for, I want to say the first 2 years. The place I was working, I think it was like $3,000 to $6,000 a year that they would help any nurse who wanted to go back to school, they would pay for it. And this really got me through those initial years. And I know that this can really vary from hospital to hospital. And that's where I'm usually seeing this, is like in the inpatient world that they offer this, but take full advantage of this. Talk to your manager, talk to whoever, just to see if that's something that you can apply for. Now, granted, there might be some stipulations around that, as in like how long you need to have been working for that particular entity before you're eligible for that, or you might have to stay with the entity for a certain amount of time after you've claimed that benefit. But if you have that, that can be extremely clutch and it can help you out a lot. All right, thirdly, another way to get some money while in school and hopefully not have to take out loans is being a graduate teaching assistant. And this is something that I've actually been doing for the last year. This is my second year doing it. And being a graduate teaching assistant, you can either work for like a course, working with a teacher directly in a particular course for undergrad students, or it can be, or even actually it can be graduate students as well. Or you could maybe be working in the simulation lab, helping students students as they're practicing their fundamental nursing skills, or their advanced practice skills as well. So this is a great job because they can give you tuition reimbursement, whether it's like full or partial, depending on maybe how many days a week or how many hours you're putting in a week with that position. A lot of them also include the student health insurance, which can be really nice if you don't have any other means of getting that. And a lot of times there's also a stipend associated with it. Now, this stipend isn't going to be what you were making as a nurse, because obviously the school is also paying for your tuition. But it could be, you know, I don't know, I guess the ones I've seen is like up to like maybe $20K, kind of around that point. So it's enough to kind of give you a little bit of extra padding. But remember, if they're paying for your health insurance and they're paying for your tuition, that's still really helpful, and those are loans that you wouldn't need to take out. And something that I like about the graduate teaching assistant route as well is that they understand that you're a student first, and I have found that they tend to work with students a lot more in terms of flexibility with your schedule. And you know, if you have crazy clinical hours, they will work with you and make sure that you're still able to get that, versus a job independent of your school. They could help you, but you're really at the mercy of whoever is your manager and how understaffed and how generous that they're feeling. But it tends to be a lot easier to finesse that when you're working at a school. And then another benefit of that is that you have great networking opportunities to learn different ways of the curriculum is being created. You can be a part of that. You can kind of throw out ideas. If you're interested in education in the future, it's definitely a way to get plugged in and kind of get that experience under your belt. So not everybody can do the graduate teaching assistant route. It's not, if you have a full family, it might not be enough money with the stipend and everything to carry you through. But if you're someone who it's just you and you're single, it might work for you. And last but not least, definitely look into scholarships. I know that a lot of people are hesitant to look into scholarships because they see, oh, it's only like $1,000 or only $2,500. And I mean, that's not going to cover probably not even a full semester for most people in a doctoral or MSN program. But it is something. And if you apply to a lot of these, you can really amass enough to pay off your tuition bills and your school bills. A lot of times your school could have some scholarships. You may need to submit a FAFSA, so it also depends on what your household income is. But also some of these schools have merit-based scholarships as well, especially if you're willing to go into teaching after you graduate. Some of them automatically enroll you into the merit-based scholarships, but others you actually need to look on the school website and to apply. So make sure that you're looking out for that. Look at your school's website and make sure that you're not missing any scholarship opportunity. I think what happens a lot of times is a lot of these scholarships don't even get that many applicants because so many people are thinking like, oh, I wouldn't get it, or oh, everyone's gonna apply. But then you just never know. So you should really try to put yourself out there if you have time. Start writing up some sample essays and kind of learning how to rework them for different scholarships. I think that could be a really easy way to get some extra money to help pay for school. Also, make sure to look at professional nursing organizations because they tend to have student scholarships as well, especially if you're already a member of them. There's a lot of nurse practitioner organizations that give out scholarships all the time. So make sure you're not overlooking them, especially if you want to go into a specialty. There's probably even a greater opportunity for you to get a scholarship with that if you're a part of that kind of an organization, because they're probably getting less applicants overall because it is super specialized. And with that, also think about like minority nursing organizations. If you identify like with a minority group, there might be more scholarships out there for you that's specific to you, and therefore you might have a higher likelihood of getting it. So don't count yourself out. Try to think creatively about where you can apply and just go for it. Even if it's submitting, I don't know, 2 or 3 scholarship applications a semester, eventually you're going to get something and it's going to help you. Also with scholarships, you can also look at some healthcare related organizations like Johnson & Johnson. And I know in the past, Tylenol has actually also had scholarships for nursing students and advanced practice nurses as well. And I'm sure you can look into some more, but those are some other places that you can look for scholarships too. And lastly, I'll just say to use your network. So especially if you're on LinkedIn, try to see if there's any organizations or groups on there that support students who are in nurse practitioner school, because you might see either a random organization or a random scholarship or someone that you can connect with that might be able to connect you with someone who knows about a scholarship. So just try to get to know people, try to network with them when you go to conferences. And you just never know what kind of scholarship opportunity you might stumble upon. Alrighty guys, so that's it for this video today. I hope it helped you, and I hope that you guys are able to get all the money to help pay for school. I definitely want all of you guys to be financially secure coming out of nurse practitioner school, but I know that not everybody is able to get a scholarship, and so sometimes you do have to take out a loan. So anyway, I hope that this video helped you in some degree, and I hope that you guys are enjoying this fall weather out here, because I know I am. Still got my tea. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, give it a little like, comment below, let me know how you guys are paying for school, or if you have any other suggestions for videos that you want to see. And make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification button so that you get notified when I put up a new video. All right guys, see you in the next video. Peace.